Welcome, everyone, to episode 31 of Around the Book podcast, where tonight we're going to be having a hodgepodge of bets. I think we have like every league that's playing right now, we'll have a bet in. So get ready. We'll have a lot going on tonight. Does anyone have any live bets going right now?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So I don't have a live bet, but I do have a bet for the Giants and Dodgers game, which I think starts here in like 25 minutes or so. I'm going to take the Giants money line at plus 200. Giants just always a tough team. The Dodgers are the Dodgers. I mean, I know they have all the all-stars on their team, but I mean, you still have to get out there and play the game. And I also took the over 8.5 runs in that game. It's glass now for the Giants. I forget who the Dodgers have pitching tonight, but I think the Giants will have the upper hand on defense and pitching, and I think they'll be able to score a little bit more tonight than the Dodgers. So I have that for the 10:05 Eastern game. All right. So who wants to kick us off? And what sport do we want to start off with? Golf?
Do we want to start with our basketball picks?
Oh, yeah, let's go basketball picks. Go ahead. Start us off.
Oh, no.
All right. Do you want me to start us off?
I got you. So
Okay,
I think we're going to be pretty much on the same page this week, Casey, though, from what we talked about. Me and the show. So I got 3 picks. So I set it up on DraftKings so that like you pick your 2 games and then you pick like the spread for the championship game that you think is going to be.
Yeah.
So I've got for this weekend, I've got UConn minus 11.5 against Alabama at minus 112. I know it's a hefty spread to cover in the Final Four, but man, UConn's so good. I mean, they are beating everybody. I mean, even playing Illinois, San Diego State, and Northwestern, they've won all of those games by almost 20. They beat Illinois by 25. They beat San Diego State by 30, and Northwestern was the closest one, and they beat them by 20, or they beat them by 17.
Yeah.
That was the closest game they've played in this tournament, Then you have the Stetson game where they won by 39. Even their last Big East game, they beat Marquette by 16.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're crushing everybody right now. I just don't see any way Alabama even keeps it close, especially the way Alabama just cannot play defense. I don't see it. I think Alabama's scoring is going to slow way down against a team that will actually defend everything. Yeah, it's just UConn's just too good right now. And then in the other matchup, NC State Purdue, I'm making the same pick on NC State that I made last week, even though it was wrong. Well, it wasn't wrong. I think I took NC State to cover the spread. I'm doing that again this week. I'm taking NC State plus 9. Again, I don't think that they're going to have enough to win. I didn't think they'd win last week. I'm still not confident enough to bet the money line on them. It's got to end at some point. The minute we all jump on NC State money line, that's when they're going to lose.
Yeah.
I'm not falling for it. I'm not doing it. I refuse. So we're taking NC State plus 9 at minus 110. I don't think they should have much problem covering that. I think that Purdue game will be really close. But I do think we're getting Purdue and UConn in the championship, but I don't think Purdue is in UConn's league at all.
Yeah.
UConn's really proven me wrong this tournament. I'm taking them to cover 5.5 at minus 110.
All right.
I'm taking all 3. Yep. So UConn to win it all. I believe if you prop them, you can take them to win the championship too at minus 195. Not that it really does a whole lot.
Yeah, I wanted to take him, but I didn't want to take him at minus
Yeah.
195. I actually took NC State just because UConn was at minus 195.
That's fair.
But yeah, NC State gives me major Team of Destiny vibes. So
Yeah. I will
Yeah.
say.
I actually had the same picks as you though, Dalton, for the Final Four. For basically the same reasons too. I was looking at UConn's past losses, and I think within like their last 6 or 7 or past games in general, and within their last 6 or 7, I think that their closest win was like 16 points or something. So even though I got them at minus 12, even though that feels like a lot, I don't really think anybody can compete with UConn at this point. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like the teams that could are kind of out of it already.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I have NC State plus 9.5 and UConn minus 11.5 for these 2 games. I'm not going to be the fool that takes North Carolina State money line.
So we all have
This
the
week.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's going wrong.
Yeah, something's going wrong. So fade those. Go Alabama plus 11.5 and whatever. Purdue.
Yeah, I mean, the team that I think would have given UConn the most of a game, like the toughest game, probably would have been Houston, I think. And
Yeah.
just because of how aggressive they play. And of course, this is also my big gripe from the weekend. Houston having their best player go down against Duke in the first
Yeah.
half of that game. That sucked
Yeah.
so much. Duke had no business in the Elite Eight.
No. Yeah,
It's the
it was a
only
crime.
reason they won that game.
Yeah.
And it was still close.
Yeah, it sucked. I hated
Because
it.
Houston outworked them that
Yeah.
entire game.
Yeah, I think UConn's going to dominate the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's our basketball. Oh yeah, our bracket's fucked. Don't even like. I don't even know how else to explain it. Like, it
I
was.
haven't even really looked at it.
Don't look at it. I think we
I'm
were
gonna
like
look at it
second-
right now.
I think we were like second or third to last. We picked Houston to win.
Yeah. No, I gotta be last in that in the Around the Book group. Nope, I am in 9th. The podcast is in 10th.
Oh man.
And our fearless
We're
leader, Ronnie Harder,
27.4%.
in the back.
Damn. The coin fucked us. That's what got us.
Yeah, man.
I
coin
blame
is
the coin.
evil. It's not our fault.
I wonder how
Yeah.
many picks the coin got right.
Well, if someone out there wants to go back and
Yeah.
tell us that.
Hey, I think the coin gave us Gonzaga over McNeese.
They did. And I was so against it. But the coin was right there. All right.
Fucking Gonzaga, they shit the bed too last week.
Yeah. I was like really on board with believing them because of you, and then they just, like you said, they just
I
crapped
mean,
the
they
bed.
looked great the first weekend.
Yeah.
They looked fantastic.
I know, and then you hyping him up. I was like, man, maybe he's right. And
And then
then
what did they even do?
they lost by 13 or 14, didn't they?
To who did they lose to again? It was
Purdue,
Purdue, right?
Yeah. Was it
Yeah.
Purdue?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it was Purdue, yeah. I don't get it. I don't get Purdue. I think they're going to be in the finals. I just don't get how or why. I don't think ED is
Because
that
they
good.
they don't know how to freaking ref Zach Edey, and it's annoying.
Is that what it is? He
Yeah,
just gets
dude.
away with shit?
Watch him, and then like they'll show like the slow-mos where he gets fouls called for him, and he's the one that's just like bulldozing these dudes. He's just so much bigger that the refs are like, I mean, what? That's just gonna happen.
He has
I
the
saw he's, like,
craziest
not
whistle
even a-
I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I saw he's like not even like a draft prospect.
dude, he would get ate up in the NBA.
I think he's like a early second round prospect.
Which I don't. He's like
He's way
7'4".
too slow for the NBA.
Is that what it is? He's just too slow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not the biggest basketball scout, but from what I've seen, just from watching him, you can tell like he's good in college because he's like what's his height? Like 7 something. He's very
Yeah.
tall and he's
can't be that
bigger
much
than
slow.
almost everyone else. He can just sit there and hit that little hook shot over
Is
and over
he
again.
even like? So is he like significantly slower than like Embiid? It's hard for me to tell watching. Or is he just not as talented as Embiid?
I would say it's hard to say because Embiid's been in the NBA longer, and I think Embiid's
he's definitely not as skilled as Embiid. Like he
No.
couldn't shoot. Embiid can. I think I've seen Embiid like cross somebody up before. Like he can at least move decently with the ball.
Well,
He
yeah,
is
I mean,
really good in
Embiid's-
college because most teams can't defend a 7'4" guy who just shoots a little
Yeah.
hook shot every time, and he gets a lot of free throws.
Yeah.
Too.
and if they played 1-on-1, Embiid would destroy him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Embiid would pretty much do that to anybody.
Yeah,
like
Edie
it's
might
not exactly a
really
diss
anybody.
against Edie.
yeah. But I'm just saying, head to head,
Yeah.
Edie might get lucky on 1 or 2.
Yeah, he might be like he could be like a solid rotational player in the NBA, but I don't think he's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
wait
think
till
maybe.
De'Aaron Fox scoots past his ass in the lane.
Yeah.
He's never seen anyone near like half the
No.
speed of like
He's not even gonna
Russell
be able to-
Westbrook or De'Aaron
Yeah,
Fox.
they're gonna be already.
He's
jogging
not gonna
back-
see him.
Yeah, they're already gonna be jogging back down the court by the time he turns around to the basket. So
Plus, like in the new NBA, you do have to be like you have to be 7 feet tall, and you have to be able to basically play like a guard.
yeah,
Yeah, you have to be able to pass the ball like a guard.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jokic is gonna eat his ass up, dude. He's just gonna
Connect,
fuck
I
him
think, is gonna
up.
have a career though. I watch him
Yeah.
Connect. Like he's gonna do something in the league. Was it him that I saw that was like he was like 5'7" or something in high school? Was that who they were talking about and then just all of a sudden grew, or is that somebody else?
I don't know. How tall is he now?
He's like 7 feet tall.
Oh. Painter said he still thinks Edie's growing. They think he's closer to like 7'6".
Jesus.
Which
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
when Connect was in high school, his sophomore year, he was 5'8", and then was 6'1" by his junior year. And now he is
Hold on, how he was 5'8" his sophomore year?
of high school,
Okay.
and now he's 6'6".
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's insane. That is wild.
yeah.
Now he's a 5th-year senior. Oh, never mind. He's not doing anything in the NBA.
Nah.
Hey, he's too old. He's too old for the NBA already. That's just Frank Kaminsky all over again.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for the W, Shane. We appreciate it. All right. Let's get in some bets here. Let's stop talking college basketball prospects. All right, here we go. All right. So let's go with golf. The Texas Open. Do you have anyone got any bets for the Texas Open or any other golf tournaments going on this weekend?
I have 2 bets.
Okay, let's hear
I'm about to horribly butcher this name, but I'm betting on Byung-Hun An.
Perfect.
I like him at plus 3,500 to win, and I also like him at plus 360 for the top 10. this season on the tour, he's got 2 top 5 finishes and 3 top 10 finishes. He's 7th in the standings right now, and he's just playing very well-rounded golf. There isn't really any part of the game that he's struggling at right now. Just he's in his groove. I think at plus 3,500 to win, it's pretty solid value for someone who's been in the top 10 for most of the tournaments this year. And then I'm also taking Billy Horschel at plus 360 to get in the top 10. He's a very streaky golfer, but he's been hot recently. And he's finished 11th or better in 4 of his past 7 tournaments at this course. So at plus 360 for top 10 for someone who's been able to do that pretty consistently before, I feel like it's pretty solid value.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Shane says, wish I was still growing. Hashtag short king. Shout out all the
You might
short
still
kings
be.
out there. Yeah, you might still be. You
Never,
might be Dalton
never know when
Knecht,
it's
dude.
over.
You might be Dalton Knecht. You don't know what's going to happen. Keep your head up, Shane. You could be going to Tennessee next year and playing guard. You never know. All right. So I also have – so I haven't hit one of these 3 players to hit top 20 yet, and it's really pissing me off because it's always like one guy not hitting it. So, all right. Top 20 this week. All 3 of these guys to finish top 20 is at plus 676. Jordan Spieth, Max Homa, and Rory McIlroy. Now, every time I pick these guys, at least 2 out of 3 hit, and then the one guy that I needed the last week hits on the next week. This is the one, plus 676. We haven't had one this good as far as odds in a while, so trail at your own risk, but I'm liking this one this week.
I like it.
I like it.
Anything else?
No.
All right. So for this week, I got another good. I got a decent group of picks here. So my winner this week, I'm taking Hideki Matsuyama at plus 2,200. I think out of this field, he has by far the best value. And one of the, I mean, he's been playing really good golf as of late. He's finished 12th or better in his last 3 starts. And took 15th here last year. And he's currently number 1 in the field for strokes gained, tee to green over the last 12 rounds. And I really think he is someone that, spring is when he really starts to hit his stride. And I think he's going to have a really good tournament heading into the Masters. And I think out of the top guys, he has the best value. Another guy I like a lot to finish top 5, who also tends to play well this time of year, who I think is going to make a big run at the Masters next weekend. Colin Morikawa to finish top 5 at plus 600. I think he is going to be right there with Matsuyama to go on a deep run. And then, like you guys were saying, I love Horschel again this week. He's playing great. Made some money off of him last week, betting him to finish top 20. And I like him again this week to finish. This time I am taking him, like you are, Jake, to finish top 10 at plus 360. I think the value there is really solid. And it's just, it's too much. It's too good to pass up with him. He's just playing such great golf. And then it's been hard to do this, but I think I am going to. I'm not doing it. I was thinking about betting Zalatoris, but I'm giving him a break. I don't think he's playing this week, which is good because I was very tempted. But for my top 20 pick, I'm going Akshay Bhatia. He just been steadily playing some solid golf this year, and I think he's gonna have a good week this week down in Texas. And then finally, for my top 30 pick, we are going with Adam Scott to finish plus 120. Take an old reliable pick. And as always, we are going to parlay those guys together. So Adam Scott's plus 120 to finish top 30. I don't know if I said that, but our 5 picks together: Matsuyama winner, Morikawa top 5, Horschel top 10, Bashia top 20, and Adam Scott top 30, parlayed together at plus 570,100.
Let's go.
I've been giving out 5 golf picks a week. Last week I hit on 2 out of 5.
Do you straight bet these as well?
What's up?
Do you straight bet these as well, or do you always parlay
I
them?
straight bet all of them, and then I parlay them. So
All right.
what I'm doing is basically what I do is I throw 5 on each of those picks,
Yeah.
and then I throw $1 on the parlay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I wasn't sure if you were just parlaying these or.
no, parlay is bet $1 to win 5,700.
Yeah.
So it's worth $1. One of these weeks, it's going to hit. It's going to.
Yeah, it will.
I mean, it's 5 picks, and none of them are super outlandish. I mean, I think the most outlandish is Matsuyama winner.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's crazy. I mean, he's already won a tournament this year.
I'm not even going to say what I was just thinking, but
What?
I can't say it because it'll jinx you. I just can't say it. All right. I want to, but I'm not going to. All right. So let's get on to. I have a NASCAR pick.
Oh, yes.
For the Cookout 400. Shout out Cookout if you want to advertise for us. But I have just one pick, Ryan Blaney to win at plus 700. No real reasoning behind it, so it probably is interesting. I don't know. His name stuck out to me. Just feeling the vibes. Ryan Blaney at plus 700. I feel like I had to have a NASCAR pick.
The name Ryan Blaney stuck out to you.
Yeah, because I was just looking and I was like, I mean, obviously,
Blaney's done well at this track before. I think he won last year.
See, I didn't know I was gonna have my back.
The races at Martin. Yeah.
See, that's good vibes, dude.
That is good vibes.
I didn't even know
that is good vibes.
I probably shouldn't admit that, but that's good vibes. I did not do research on this one.
Yeah, I'm pulling up my picks right now. I finally have access to my DraftKings account again because I got my phone to charge. Because apparently DraftKings likes to just hold your account hostage if you can't get into your phone at the one time you need it for a show.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
You're laundering
money. My NASCAR picks for this week. Last week, did all right. But this week I'm really feeling Martinsville. Martinsville, pretty much. There are 2 teams that dominate at Martinsville. It is Joe Gibbs Racing and Hendrick Motorsports. Joe Gibbs Toyotas and Hendrick Chevys do really well at most of the short tracks, with the one exception being out of those teams, Joey Logano, pretty much, because Joey Logano races well pretty much everywhere. So it's mostly, my picks this week are mostly Hendrick and Gibbs drivers, with Logano thrown in there as well. So my winning manufacturer this week, which I've still hit on most of those this year. I think I've missed on one all year so far. I'm taking Chevy at plus 240 to win. They actually have the best value of the 3 teams, of the 3 manufacturers, which really surprises me. They haven't done super well at short tracks this year so far, but they always do well at Martinsville. I mean, Byron and Larson and Bowman have raced well. Chase Elliott, I think, has a win at Martinsville, and those guys already are racking up wins, whereas past Hendrick drivers like Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon dominated this track for years and years and years. I think Gordon himself has like 8 grandfather clocks. That's what you get when you win at Martinsville. Although that might only be
I didn't know that.
Sure. But my winner, I'm picking a Hendrick Chevy driver this week to win as well. I'm taking Kyle Larson at plus 750, regardless of how problematic he may be. He races really well at Martinsville, and since being with Hendrick, he's continued to do well at Martinsville. I'm taking Larson at 750. Love the value on him. He's like in that second tier of odds in this field, which I think there's some really good value there on a few different guys. He's my pick to win, though. And then to finish top 3, I have Denny Hamlin at plus 130. I think if you're not going to bet Larson, Hamlin's a great pick because Hamlin just always races well at this track. I don't think he has ever won this at Martinsville, though. Despite driving really, really well, I don't think he has won. He has not won at Martinsville since 2015. So he's a perennial top 5, top 3 guy, but struggles to win at this track. So I'm taking him at plus 130 to finish top 3, which I think is still decent value. I like Joey Logano at plus 135 to finish top 5. Logano and Hamlin, they're always the top of the field at this track. I mean, most tracks they are, but especially the short ones like Martinsville. And then I've got Alex Bowman to round things out to finish top 10 at plus 100. Again, Hendrick drivers tend to do well at this track. Bowman getting plus odds in a year where he's driving pretty well. I like it.
Oh, yeah. I like it. Jake, do you have any F1 or Cookout 400 picks?
No, I don't have any racing picks
Good.
this week.
Does anyone have any NHL picks? I have a parlay for tomorrow. All right. So I'll go over mine just real quick. It's at plus 350 odds. These are for tomorrow's games. I have Penguins plus 1.5 against Capitals. Lightning and Canadians over 6.5 goals, and Panthers money line over or versus Senators. Parlayed together, it's at plus 350. All right, and then let's get into some MLB action here. So I have a few picks, and then obviously the Giants and Dodgers game. That's when we start in here in a few minutes. Jake, did you give your picks for that one? Did you bet
For
on
the Dodgers game?
Yeah.
I don't have anything on that one.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if you did or not. Are there any other games, MLB games we should be looking at right now? Going on live?
Live, there's the Astros are beating the Blue Jays 4-0 in the 6th.
I might take the over 6.5 in that game.
It's at 6.5.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
minus 145 though, so it's not great.
Oh
yeah.
Oof.
Wonder if there's any profit boost or anything.
All right, I might actually take the Jays plus 3.5. So that's at 124.
I got them at plus 4.5. Somehow, I'll take that, and then I'm going to parlay that with the over 6.5 at plus 217. Let's do that.
Man, I just watched the odds on that game for Blue Jays. Plus, it went from plus 3.5, plus 124 to plus 130, and then it went to plus 4.5 minus 175.
I just watched that too. It just changed so drastically.
I just got them at plus 4.5 at minus 156, but I parlayed it with the over 6.5 run line.
I don't
I
know
might
what
just money line. Just see what happens. plus
What happened to
1400.
the bookies? Just now they're locking out the odds.
Yeah. They heard us talk about this at home.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Vegas is plugged into the show.
Yeah. Well, I guess
almost
go
forgot
ahead.
about this.
Go ahead.
Just a quick message. I actually got this idea from the Part in My Take podcast, but
Shout out.
I'm betting against the A's every single game this year. Either money line or the +1.5.
I like it.
It's the biggest lock in the history of sports betting. You'll probably hit like 80% of the time at least. So
if the A's start winning, what do you do, Jake? Do you?
I
know you
promise you, I promise you, they're not going to start winning.
But if they do,
they just sent down one of the only. They don't want to win. They want to be as bad as possible. We have maybe like 4 solid MLB players on the roster, and they sent one of them down. So there's now 3.
Yeah, the moves didn't. When I saw the thing about like all their moves, it didn't really make sense.
Yeah, no, he's also like, I forget if it was the Olsen trade or a different one, but Ruiz was like the main headlining piece too. So it's not even like he's just some random guy. Like he was the headline piece for one of the stars. So that just makes
they're
it
gonna
even
bury
more.
him in their farm system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they did start winning, would you just be like, I have to keep, like, if they went on like a big winning streak and all of a sudden like looked like contenders, would you just say, I have to keep betting against them because this is, in hopes that it somehow causes them to?
If I somehow willed this trash roster into contention, I will be shocked.
I think
but at that point I would probably just like put $1 on it every day.
I was gonna say
just like donate.
You just have to keep going.
Yeah, I would just put $1 away every day. I'm investing in my team.
Yeah, because like if they start winning because you're betting against them, I mean, you got to do it. You just got to keep going.
Yeah, I would love that.
I feel like I'd be a lot happier if I did that with the Raiders.
I do that sometimes. My brain works that way sometimes. It's like maybe if I give them like reverse juju or something.
The reverse jinx is nothing is more powerful than the reverse jinx.
Yeah.
I think every fantasy football championship I've ever been in, if I've been the moment I'm losing, I tell my opponent good game.
Yeah.
Immediately. It's the most scumbag move.
That's what I do when I'm playing my friends in like Madden. If I go down like a touchdown in Madden, I'm just like, all right, bro, you won.
Yeah, I get if you want. I'm not even gonna try the rest of the game.
And the other person knows what you're doing.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that you're just trying to reverse jinx yourself. And you're a dick for doing it.
Yeah.
But it's the move. It is always the move.
Yeah. You can keep playing hard if you want, dude. I'm just gonna chill the rest of the game.
It's basically over.
Yeah.
7-0.
Exactly. Because you ruin the victory for the other if they do win.
Yeah.
It's the best move.
All right.
I'm gonna take the Marlins tomorrow +124. I feel like they have to win a game.
So I have their over 8.5 runs because they're playing the Cardinals. So I think that can be a pretty good offensive game.
They just have to win a game at some point.
They're playing Lance Lynn. The Cardinals are sending out Lance Lynn.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
I am shocked is still a starter.
I was about to say that. I feel like he's one of those guys I feel like I've been hearing through my entire life.
I remember his first stint with the Cardinals like a decade ago.
Yeah.
It was literally a decade ago. The last time he was with the Cardinals. And he was like a solid third starter.
Yeah.
He's played for so many teams at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Let's look at Lance Lynn's.
Yeah, dude, Lance Lynn's going to be out there. Yadier Molina's going to go out. Albert Pujols coming out of retirement.
So he was there from 11.
The band back together.
Yeah.
And then from 2017 to 2023, this man played for
He's everywhere.
like literally 8 different teams.
Got St.
Accord-
Louis,
According to
Toronto,
Shane, Lance Lynn is
Minnesota.
cheeks. He is very cheeks. Shane, I totally agree with that. He's
Yeah.
gonna get rocked
Lance Lynn,
tomorrow.
same here.
Yeah.
Lance Lynn is just your classic, just gross lefty rotation guy, just because you need a lefty in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And his ERA will never be below like 4.5.
No,
Yeah.
He is-
Shane.
or no, I'm
go-
sorry, he's not a lefty. He's a righty. I'm sorry. I don't know why I just assumed he was a lefty, but
You
I don't know
convinced
anything
me, to be
about
honest.
Yeah.
I didn't remember, and I just went with it. I was like, yep.
Shane said,
Yeah,
also,
he's-
how about them Pirates ignore today's game? Shane,
They've
I'll
been
say,
good.
so yeah, they have been good. The Nationals are also going to be sneakily pretty good here in the next couple of years. I think that CJ Abrams kid's really good. I think they've picked up a lot of key pieces. For that, I am taking Nationals plus 1.5 tomorrow against the Pirates. So sorry about that, Shane. The Pirates can still win. I just need the Nationals to cover plus 1.5. I also have the Tigers plus 1.5 against the Mets because the Mets are a fucking poverty franchise right now, it seems. I don't know how, because they have like one of the highest, or at least had one of the highest payrolls in the past 2 seasons and just nothing to show for it. And then I also have, like I said, the Marlins Cardinals over 8.5 for tomorrow. And I actually took those all straight, and I did a parlay as well with those at plus 379.
God, now I'm looking at the I kind of want to bet on the Pirates to make the playoffs. Because I mean, once every 6 years they're good,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they're good, and then they have a disappointing year the next year, and then they literally get rid of everybody.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like this is that year that they're going to be good, and
Yeah.
I kind of want to bet them.
I would love to see them and the Reds face off in the wild card game again. Shane retains the right to cheer for the Orioles once the Pirates inevitably shit their pants. Yep, it's coming, Shane. They're going to have a really good April, dude. Just wait for May and June. That's when the pain starts to set in.
Yeah, but at least that stadium is just wonderful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful stadium.
That is the best ballpark I've ever been in.
I want to go. Yeah, I haven't been yet. I want to go.
It is.
I want to go to
wonderful.
Pittsburgh only to visit that stadium.
Yeah.
And they have the food there's fantastic. One of the things that I haven't done yet, but want to try is I know their outfield does, or at least they used to, these all you can eat seats. There's a section at the outfield that I think
Yeah.
it's like 20 something bucks, and you can pretty much eat whatever.
Damn.
That's a
Yeah.
great fucking deal. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's
$20?
I mean,
Is that including the
seats are
ticket, or is that
shitty,
just the food?
and it's only a certain section of food,
Yeah.
but
Dude, that's a
Yeah.
great deal.
that's from what I remember. Now it was a long time ago. I don't know if they're still doing that, or what the cost is, but I remember they used to have something like that. I mean, that stadium's awesome. They have a Permane Brothers in the stadium, all kinds of stuff. It's
I want to go.
fantastic ballpark.
The Reds have something like that, but it's like $100. But you get a nice padded seat, and you're at the same level as the club level, and then you get you go in, they have all the food from the stadium, and there it's just self-serve buffet.
That's awesome.
That's so
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah,
That's that is a club seat.
yeah, it basically is. It's self-serve, so you don't have people going to the game this Sunday. Also, no Pittsburgh slander guys come on.
Nice. Oh
Right,
no,
Shane.
we are not slandering.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
No.
As a Red
But-
fan, I have respect for the Pirates right
Like,
now.
I'll say this, I don't think. I mean, I don't think it's slander to say that their ownership does not really care about winning,
No.
but they, unlike a team like the A's, they at least care about their fans enough to
Yeah.
one, attempt to be competitive here and there, and like when it's financially feasible and they make it a nice experience to go there. I mean,
Yeah.
the A's
Yeah.
actively are tanking and they're playing in the worst stadium in professional sports.
And they don't have a plan to go anywhere because Las Vegas doesn't want
No,
them.
because they're not trying to win.
Yeah. I have a. I don't even want to start talking about this because I'm just gonna start rambling.
All right,
I got a
all right.
lot
Well,
of
no, because
opinions.
then it's
I will come
impossible
out on
to
the
talk
record
about-
though and say fuck John Fisher.
Yeah,
That is
I'll
one
come
thing
out
I
on the
want
record
to
and say that as
proudly
well.
announce.
Fuck John Fisher. Fuck the
This is an
Castellini
anti-John
family,
Fisher podcast.
and anti-Castellini podcast. Fuck the
Yeah.
Castellinis. Sell the Reds.
But yeah, the Pirates and A's are. I was gonna say they're like in the exact same situations, except the Pirates don't hate their fan base, and they're the opposite stadiums. The A's have the worst, and the Pirates have the best. I think.
Yep.
But aside from that, they're pretty much in the
The
same boat. They
rosters
both
are
have
constructed
owners that
similarly.
just don't really care.
The owners
But-
just want to say they have a team.
But at least the Pirates
why
will
would you
let
buy
their
a team
prospects-
and not like care about? I don't
Yeah.
get that.
Jake said he wants to go just for the
Oh, no, that
stadium.
wasn't a
That's
slight
all.
I didn't even mean it like that. I just meant the stadium was nice. I'm sure Pittsburgh is I think I've actually been to Pittsburgh before. I had a family out there. I think I went when I was a kid.
Nice city.
Well, I'm gonna ask the wife if we can go to a game in Pittsburgh when the Reds go this summer. I think it'd be fun to go.
Make a trip
But,
out of it. Like there's
Yeah,
lots to do in that city.
yeah. I mean, I would love to, but Shane, who are you gonna wear an Orioles jersey or a Pirates jersey? Let us know for that game on Sunday. That should be a good one. I
Might
hope
be
they
a
put
winner
that on.
either way.
Yeah, I hope they put it on Sunday Night Baseball. I think that'd be a good one.
Shane's gonna pull a Rob Lowe and wear a hat that just says
MLB hat. I hope both teams have fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks, Shane.
He's gonna wear one of those half jerseys where one half is the Orioles
Yeah.
and one half is the Pirates.
House divided. Oh, that sucks. It's a day game. I wish that was the Sunday night game.
Sunday night game's probably somehow the Dodgers.
No,
I'm just
it's
gonna
actually going to
guess.
be a good one. It's Astros Rangers.
Oh,
That should be a good one,
that will be a good one.
even though the Astros are 1-5 right now. All
Yeah,
right,
they've
guys.
been ass to start the
So is it
year.
at least a weekday or is it a weeknight or a weekend day game?
Yeah, it's at 1:35 on Sunday.
I'm gonna say, what's with MLB still doing? I see there's that Tigers Mets game tomorrow is at noon on Thursday.
I think
What is wrong with this league?
the only thing I could think of is travel.
Yeah.
But I don't know because they'll even do that in the playoffs. Like you'll see like a game 4
Oh.
that'll be like it. I
1
live in
o'clock.
California too, so like
Well,
I've
they're-
seen
yeah.
playoff games will start at like 9:30 a.m. in
Yeah.
California. It's crazy.
It's insane.
like a
Even-
Tuesday.
even local time. Like,
Yeah.
who do you expect to pay to go to your game and like buy food and stuff in your stadium? Who do you expect to go at noon on a weekday? Who do you expect to
Yeah.
be able to go to that?
So I do go to a few businessman specials a year with some friends from work.
But it's there aren't that like you can't fill a stadium at noon on a Thursday.
Dude,
You will never
yeah,
fill
no,
a
you
stadium.
can't. You'd
No,
be
you won't
surprised
even
how
get
many
3%.
people go though. No, dude.
Yeah, especially with
you'd be
certain teams.
surprised. Yeah.
I've seen games that are like surprisingly full. Like I feel like whenever the Astros play on like because I see the
Yeah.
A's play the Astros all the time. It'll be like Wednesday at like 1 p.m. or something, and they'll have a full stadium. And I'll be sitting there like, don't you people have jobs or something? Like
I just don't. Yeah, I don't get it.
For sure, Shane. That's what I was thinking. If I do come, we'll hit up the game. Yeah, the MLB does hate its fans.
Yeah,
the MLB has to be the worst run sports league in
I've
so
already
many
figured
ways.
it out.
Yeah.
You go 100-game season. 100-game season. Season should start April 1st and end Labor Day weekend. Regular season there should be no games when if there's any chance of it snowing, there should not be games. It's silly. And there should be no weekday day games. No weekday games should start before 3 p.m.
Dalton, who are
It's
you a
just
fan
silly.
of? Are you a
What?
Pirates fan? Are you a
No, I'm a
Pirates fan?
Cardinals fan.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the Cardinal way.
The fuck up.
11 rings. 11 rings, and we didn't. Second most rings in baseball. First, if you don't include franchises that just buy them.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
The Cardinal way. We just develop talent. And then when we do finally have homegrown talent and are just an ace away, we don't even go and get an ace then.
No,
Because why do that?
because it's the
We're just
Cardinal
do it the
way.
hard way.
The prospects
Yeah.
pans out.
It's the Cardinal way.
The next Chris Carpenter is right around the corner.
Yeah.
One of these years.
So I will say last year when Ellie De La Cruz came up for the Reds, we went to a day game. It was like the second or third week after he came up. I would say 3/4 of the stadium was full on a Wednesday at 12:45.
I kind of
I'm
like
telling
the.
you,
I've
it's
been
fun.
to a couple like weekday day games, and they're pretty fun. I like the
Yeah.
emptier stadiums a little
Yeah, because then you can go like you get home and it's like it's like 4 or 5 o'clock. Like it's just
I like doing that too. So I go to the Lancaster Barnstormers. I go to a minor league game.
It's not
MLB
the same,
games
dude.
should be more like minor league games. MLB games should be more like minor league games. They're more fun.
I think it's just the travel. I think that's the only reason I could think of, because they have to know that
Yeah,
that's just not people aren't going to watch the game. Like I got off of work today and the A's game had been over for like an hour.
yeah.
And I got off at like 3:30. That's
Yeah.
kind of wild.
Well, that Mets game tomorrow is a doubleheader, so that's why one's starting at like 12:10. So
Makes sense.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. So I don't have any more picks.
I do have some picks.
All right. Oh
but
yeah, I
not
forgot.
on baseball. 'Cause fuck
Yeah.
baseball.
I got a couple hockey picks.
Oh,
Yes.
you have hockey picks?
I didn't have any earlier, but when she
Oh.
made some, I wanted to make some, so I just
Okay.
picked two.
All right. You can do that, and then I'll go over my lacrosse picks.
Okay. Oh yeah, lacrosse. I almost forgot. I'm only taking two. They're both for tomorrow. I'm taking the Blues money line at plus 160 against the Predators, and the Capitals money line at minus 108 against the Penguins, strictly because there's like 5 games left in the NHL regular season, and both of these teams are fighting for wildcard spots.
Yeah.
And they're both going to be desperate. The Predators and Penguins don't really have as much to fight for at the moment. I think both of these games will be close, so it's decent value. And again, these teams just need every point they can get, so they're going to be playing pretty desperate.
I like it. I'll probably start betting hockey soon, like once playoffs start.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Playoff hockey's the best.
Speaking of sports starting to get into their peak seasons, NCAA lacrosse is now finally getting into the conference schedules. We're finally done with a lot of the non-conference games. Most conference play kicked off last weekend, and quietly had a pretty good weekend. Finally hit on a parlay. I hit a plus 1358 parlay on 3 lacrosse games last week with Hopkins minus 2.5, Bucknell money line, and Maryland money line. So hoping to keep it going again this week. Got another set of 3 picks for this weekend, and we got some great matchups. We got a lot of ranked teams playing each other this weekend. A lot of top 10 teams playing this weekend, playing each other. We got a big top 10 game with Penn State and Hopkins. I'm taking Penn State money line against Johns Hopkins at plus 124. They're on the road. Hopkins does seem to be back, but Penn State's coming off a tough loss to Maryland. I think they're going to bounce back this week. I think the Big Ten, especially Penn State, Hopkins, and Maryland, I think they're going to cannibalize each other a lot this year. I wouldn't be surprised if Penn State beats Hopkins, and then in the conference finale, Hopkins wins the rivalry game against Maryland this year. So I do like Penn State to win. I think it's a toss-up game, and just like in football, anytime you get plus odds in a toss-up, it's hard to pass it up. And then we got some ACC action, North Carolina at Virginia. I'm taking North Carolina +5 against Virginia. I do think Virginia is a much better team, but I think, starting off early on in conference play, North Carolina has the talent to hang around, and I just don't see Virginia blowing them out this early on. So I'll take the Tar Heels to cover 5 goals. And then finally, we have a top 5 matchup with Notre Dame at Duke this weekend. I really like this game this weekend. And picking a winner was tough. There's not really a lot of great value to be had on this game. So what I ended up going with is the under 25.5. I really like this to be a low scoring game. Neither of these teams have really had many games go over 25 this year. So I really like that to stay low scoring. I think you're looking like a 12-10, 12-11 game at most, maybe even 11-10. But I don't see either team going over 12. So it should safely stay under 25.5. And so then those 3 picks parlayed together come in at plus 699, kind of taking a little safer set of picks this week, but still decent value. But yeah, hopefully we can keep the streak going. And that's what I got for this weekend. A lot of good lacrosse on this weekend. They don't even have odds on a lot of the games yet for this weekend. But if you're not feeling a lot of, since there's less basketball this weekend, if you're looking for something to watch, great weekend of lacrosse.
Like it. We did have one from JT. He was out today. He did have a Dinger's Delight parlay for Friday. So all these guys to hit an anytime home run in their game. He did parlay all of them. He's got Spencer Torkelson, Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, Isaac Paredes, and that's it. But he doesn't have the odds on it just yet because the games are on Friday, so they haven't popped up. But he is going to take all those. He said that all of these players they all hit 30 bombs last year, and all of the starting pitchers in those games have had bad opening starts this year so far. So I like that. I am going to trail him on that. Once again, it's Spencer Torkelson out of Detroit, Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and Isaac Paredes. Anytime home run.
Wonder if Ohtani's interpreter has that bet.
Yeah, that's actually where he got the inspiration from. from the big O himself.
How do you even bet Ohtani? Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't get how every other athlete that's been caught up in a gambling scandal in every sport has had the book thrown at them. And baseball's already set their precedent.
The baseball knows if they would have to punish him like they punished Pete Rose.
Yeah.
If they did that, the MLB would be gone.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna get in trouble.
Nothing's gonna happen.
No.
The MLB literally just can't let that happen. Like, they cannot do without Ohtani.
They could
I
walk in on him placing a bet on his phone and just be like, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that, Shohei.
Stop
You
it.
rascal. Shouldn't be doing that."
I'm
And then-
surprised the sports books are still putting odds on him for things
Why?
because he's clear. He could. There's very good possibility he could be manipulating it.
Yeah, I guess. You think he's still betting? Or do you think?
I mean,
Well, I guess the real question: do you think it was him who was betting?
If it was, then he definitely still is.
Yeah,
Because that's the type of money. Well, I mean, I don't know. He probably has a lot of money, so maybe it's not as much. But anyone with that much of like a debt or something would be addicted to gambling.
Yeah.
So
that's
I would
my thing.
imagine he
Yeah.
still would be.
How does his buddy have a $4.5 million debt?
yeah, that's insane. You know why? They weren't watching around the book.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. That was on them. That was their fault.
Shoot, my college football picks from last year might have gave him that debt.
My NFL picks definitely fucked him up. All right. Oh yeah, so UFL's starting up, so I'll have some more bets. I'll have bets for that next week.
Yeah, I will too. I need
How
to
to
watch
bet
some
UFL.
though.
What'd you say, Dalton?
I just don't know how to bet that league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you
just-
how do you bet on a game between Chase Garbers and Matt Corral?
Here's what you do: you pull up both teams on Google, look at their uniforms, be like, "I like those better," and then you bet that money on.
I like it. I like it. But aren't all the uniforms trash for that league?
Yeah, but you gotta, yeah. They are. They look like what like 8th grade boy would create in like NCAA football.
That's exactly what they look like. It is shocking how that is literally exactly what these
Yeah.
are all just Madden creative teams.
Yeah. Jake, did you take the Blue Jays money line?
Yeah.
They're
I've
currently-
not been.
They're currently losing 7-0 right now.
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
They gave up 3 more runs.
Oh,
All right, let's just end the
The
show.
Astros decided to remember how to play baseball today.
Yeah,
yeah.
cheating bastards. Banging
Yeah.
on trash cans out there.
I don't think I blame MLB for that. I don't think the Astros did anything.
What? Hold on. Why?
Here's my
We're ending
rationale.
this on a bang.
Yeah.
The MLB knew that this technology existed and could be used for stealing signs, and they did nothing to stop it. They sent out a strong email saying, "Hey guys, don't do this thing that we know you're all capable of doing.
What? Banging on trash
Don't do
cans?
it." Well, just using that, because what it was is
Oh,
there
that
was like
camera.
teams were allowed
Yeah.
to have cameras in the outfield for like tracking their own pitchers. But what was to stop them from using it to steal signs? And
Yeah.
MLB did nothing to enforce the rule. Any team that didn't use it to steal signs was a sucker.
The worst run league of all the major
It
sports
is.
league.
It's
They
the most-
really like did not. You can't even really blame the Astros. I mean, I hate the Astros as an A's fan, but you can't even. I'm sure it was more than just them doing it, but it's wild how like. I wonder if it ever really even crossed their mind that like a team might be like, oh, we have a camera that can legally point directly at the catcher's fingers.
Yeah.
Like, no, they never thought once of like
Yeah.
what might happen if
Yep,
somebody
and they
cheats.
did nothing to stop it. And it would have been so easy. It would all you had to do is put an official over in that area where the other team has their
Yeah.
camera and see
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Just sit in the same room. Like that's
Yep.
all you have to do.
Still fuck the Astros. Anyways.
Oh, I agree. I hate the Astros, but
But I mean, it's just it, and
I
also
mean-
like sign stealing in general. Like in any other facet, sign stealing in baseball is completely accepted.
Yeah.
And this is also like I hate all the unwritten rules about baseball. And I
Yeah.
think it's so stupid that to enforce these unwritten rules, basically it's just been accepted that you can basically commit attempted murder to enforce these unwritten rules. Like throwing a 90-mile-an-hour throwing a
Yeah.
90-mile-an-hour fastball at someone's head is attempted murder. And we just say, oh, he's just getting back at him for flipping his bat to celebrate his home run. It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
sorry,
tradition though. That's what
baseball
that's
purists.
yeah, no, I don't I think that's kind of part of what's holding baseball back too. Is it's not like the sport is not willing to or not open to like any type of change.
Yep.
Really. The
Why do
most
we
change
still
there's
have
been
home
has
plate
been like the
outside?
pitch clocks, I would say. Just speeding the game up. That's the only
Yeah.
real change that there's been.
And it took years for that.
It was in the minor leagues for I swear like 10 years before it
Yeah.
made its way
The
there.
one that I don't get though is why do we still have home plate umpires calling balls and strikes? Fox Tracks
Or
has existed
there's-
for 20 years.
Yeah, there's that thing in I think it's single A, but if a batter, they have the technology, if a batter or a catcher doesn't like a ball or strike call, they can just like tap their helmet and then they immediately, it takes
Challenge
like
it.
5 seconds. They immediately
Yeah.
review it. Why is that not in the MLB?
Why? But why
Like,
don't
why
you do
is
that for every
why are
pitch?
we not? Why don't they should do it every pitch?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's gonna feel
But
kind
you
of
could
weird.
do it like tennis.
Just
In
think the
tennis,
first
they
game.
do it that way.
Really?
Well, like you just if you disagree with the umpire, I think they just use the line technology,
Oh yeah.
which I don't get. I don't get why MLB has still let a human being determine
Yeah.
outcomes of games.
It's the same with the NFL. Like in soccer, they have goal line
Yeah.
technology. Like you can pinpoint exactly where the ball was on the line, but we still use chains in the NFL.
It's insane. But
Old school baby.
MLB is by far
Oh yeah.
most. Yeah, I can't. I don't
I'm
want to.
sorry, you just want to take
Keep-
some jobs away from some good Americans, dude. That's what it sounds like. We need
MLB
to hold our
wanted to-
chains.
It's gonna look real weird when there's eventually a game where we have like complete robot umpires and there's just like a batter and a catcher. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be. I don't know.
I
I don't
say
know.
we leave it. I think each team in the MLB should get two. You should get 2 attempts to call a ball or strike, and if you get 2, you get a third one. I would say.
Yeah, but they fuck up every like. They get so many pitches wrong.
I know, but like,
You could use that all. in the
there's
first
gonna be
inning.
some ego motherfuckers in the MLB up at bat that think something was a ball.
Oh, Javier Baez is gonna use
Yeah,
it all
Javier
the time.
Baez, he swings that shit that lands 20 feet
Every
in front of
single
him.
pitch that's called a strike, he's gonna.
Yeah.
But why not just let the computer call it? I just don't get it.
Because
It
I
just
don't-
makes
dude,
no
the-
sense to me.
I hate to sound like a boomer, but the human element just adds more to the sport.
It
I think.
it does change the way that like I think pitchers pitch also. Like depending on
Yeah.
the umpire, you know. I think
Like,
they would
that's
pitch
silly. If
differently.
if you can get a
It's
pitch,
silly, but it's still I mean, it would I think there would be more I do think that we should go to like computerized umps. I agree, but I think it would influence a lot more parts of the game than people initially think. Like
I don't know.
the pitchers will attack the plate differently based on what the
Yeah.
umpires call it and stuff. I mean, you could adjust to that with the normal strike zone for sure, but
yeah,
I don't know. It would be a different game a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think once they make this, because eventually they will do it, but like once they do it, I think in 20 years we're gonna say what, like 20 years after, we're gonna say, why did we let humans do this for so long?
yeah.
Like it's gonna be one of those things where we're just gonna be like, why didn't we do this sooner?
Yeah, I don't know. I like
But
it.
again, I hate and you know,
Yeah.
I'm probably the wrong person to be making this argument. I hate baseball.
I think we need refs
That's
as
just
like when my team loses a real close game, I love to just say, man, if only the ref like didn't get this call wrong or something.
yeah.
So now you're just gonna have to like take these L's just
Yeah,
knowing that your team just lost. It's not you can't
argue
even
with
be
a
like, oh, it
robot.
was refs
Yeah.
versus my team.
Yeah, and he's fucking. It was AI against myself.
The computer's conspiring against my team.
Yeah.
Speaking of refs, I got a funny story for you guys after the show.
All right. We're gonna end the show. It's been an hour 5
I
minutes.
didn't even realize we went this long.
Yeah. So thank you all for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Probably some more just hodgepodge of picks. So thank you all again for watching. Have a good night.